Franklin TV Sports presents exciting Franklin High Girls Lacrosse. Today we come to you from McGrath Stadium in Attleboro, the home of the Shamrocks of Bishop Fian. We're underway at this girls lacrosse game. I'm Pete Royce, working alongside Nippon Goyle. Our producer today is Chris Leverone. It's Fian in the white with the first possession as they take it on the right wing. 4 12-minute periods. This is the Sweet 16 matchup. We'll talk more about this as we go along. Cody Lai in goal, challenged here. What a save by Lai. Point-blank shot by the Shamrocks, and Franklin takes it back. Nippon Goyle welcome in, and beautiful save for Cody Lai.
Definitely the way you want to start things off for Franklin in this game, Pete. These teams, no strangers to each other, played each other just 10 days ago in an overtime thriller, and Cody Lai up to the task early on.
Franklin with his first possession. Kendall Moan, nice move up side for Joyce. Left wing for Clara Blagesteiner. Clara, the leading scorer in her league, the Hockomock League, will settle it down for the Panthers. This is the Sweet 16 game. We'll talk about the weather conditions and keys to the game as we have a break here. This is Erin Peterson. Izzy Cross. Blagensteiner cannot move. This is Olivia Wrobleski. Franklin works it around for Bissinger. And we'll talk about the defense. It's a zone defense for Fian. Peterson. Franklin will take it around to the X. Everybody with a touch for the Panthers. Good movement of the ball. In front, and it's picked off in there with a beautiful steal. Nice steal. Coming up with it is Emmett Barry, the midfielder.
And that zone defense paying early dividends, Pete. They cover so much ground that Franklin, trying to create that space, just can't do so, and Fian is all over them.
This is Isabel Luff with the draw, with the rush, and she's going to settle it down on the left side. Out top it comes to Claire Latham. We'll be covering a lot of last names with the same name. There's 4 sets of sisters on this team, including 2 sets of twins. As far as I know, Nippon, you and I are not related.
Not the last time I checked, no.
0-0, under 10 to go in the first period. Good start for the Shamrocks. They've controlled most of the clock here. Charge the shot. And the goal, it got it past Lai. The goal looked like Claire Latham opens up the scoring for the Shamrocks.
Shamrock goal scored by number 15, Claire Latham.
Great move by Latham to draw first blood for Bishop Fian. Franklin gave a bit of a cushion, and Latham took full advantage, moving right down the middle. Open shot, found the bottom corner against Lai. The senior captain, Claire Latham, committed to play at Assumption College, getting Fian the lead early on.
Just a nice shot as she went low side, and Lai put the cage down, but a little bit too late. Here's the draw at midfield. 1-0 Shamrocks. The Panthers will have to play from behind in this one. Give you the officials for today are Sharon Fide and Rich Shapiro. And it is going to be the Panthers winning the draw. This is Morgan Level. She has done that time and time again, coming up with draws from her centerman. And she's now going to be giving it up, and it's going to be picked off in there again by Sheehan deep in their own side of the field.
Yeah, now what you want to see for Franklin early on, 2 straight turnovers, not exactly able to establish their offensive rhythm.
The goalie for the Shamrocks is Megan Peterson. She's a senior out of Norfolk, Mass. Almost a pick there. Peterson got a stick on it and blocked it, and it's a turnover and a foul called against Fian. And Franklin will have the free start here with Callie Joyce.
You got to think, Pete, with the way these conditions are, gusting, rainy, messy outside, we could be in for a lot of turnovers today.
48 degrees, wind at 20 miles an hour, gusting over 30. The real feel effect about 40 degrees on the artificial turf here at McGrath Stadium in Attleboro. Misfired there, and it's going to go, kept in bounds. A nice pickup by Bissinger. Franklin again looking to tie early on in the first period. Blagensteiner held in check so far in the early going. Franklin cutting through, cannot get a clear path to the goal, so they'll restart their offense behind the net. This is Callie Joyce. Ruby Riskin in front. Wrobleski, she shoots it and it bounced up and in. Wrobleski scored. The punt looked like it hit the ground and bounced up just inside the crossbar.
Yeah, it hit ground, hit the bar, and then went down right into the goal. How about that kind of shot from Olivia Wrobleski, the junior? Again, Fian doing everything they can to limit the space for Franklin, but then Wrobleski made her run at just the right time. That timing opened up a lane, and her teammate found her, buried it, and we have a tie game early on.
Score comes by Wrobleski at 7:41. Beautiful ball handling by the Panthers. Wrobleski cashes it in. She got it past their goalie, Megan Peterson. Here's the draw. That is Barry. Cannot control it. Franklin with it.
And Franklin's 3 for 3 for draws early on. That's going to be an X factor today, Pete.
Izzy Cross for Erin Peterson. Bissinger with the stretch to get it. Back to Emma for Peterson. Dropped back there. Picked up in time by a Panther. And they whip it around to Clara Blogensteiner for Wrobleski. Clara can't control it. Quick charge the other way, and on the right out there is Sophie Ann Loff. Pass is caught by Claire Latham. Latham with a goal here today. We're tied at 6:53, almost midway through the exciting first period. In the rain here, in the wind, in Attleboro. Over to the right wing. Franklin digging in front of Cody Lai, the goalkeeper. Back there with it was Emily Barabee. Ball is almost misfired, but picked up on the scoop by Claire Latham. The captain with the ball for the Shamrocks. Pass is dropped, but picked up by a Shamrock and a foul called. It's going to be a free position from the 12-meter mark for the Shamrocks. This is going to be Emmett Barry, the junior. Barry waits the whistle, gets it, comes in, she shoots, she bounces it. Again, same thing like the Wrobleski goal. It hit the ground and bounced just inside the crossbar. Barry gives the Shamrocks another lead at 5:55 on the free positional, 2-1.
Yep, in games like these where the conditions are going to play so much of a role, these free positions are going to be crucial. With a one-on-one scoring chance, you want to take advantage as much as you can, and Barry right there darted inside, and just like you said, another bouncer of a shot had just enough English on it to find the back of the net.
5:55 to go in the first period. This is the Sweet 16 matchup. The draw from midfield. And Blogensteiner is going to win another one. And this time it's Izzy Cross to pick up the loose ball. Franklin has never led. One tie. Franklin attacking the zone. Coming through, warded off on the play was Joyce. The charge here right in front, the shot by Blogensteiner, falling down, and she buries it. Clara Blogensteiner ties the game at 2 on a beautiful goal as she was falling forward.
Well, that's one way to beat the zone, is to say, give me the ball and let me do it myself. Clara Blogensteiner, she scored 6 goals versus Andover in Franklin's last round, the game-winning goal for Franklin in their previous matchup against Fian, and she shows her skill right there. Just the electricity, the first step inside, through contact. They'd call that an and one in basketball. But the goal stands nonetheless, and Franklin answers right back. It's 2 apiece.
So in the first game between these two teams 10 days ago, Franklin won 9-8 in overtime. They're on pace to put up more goals than that. That's what Coach Kristen Igo-Garino in her 14th year with the Panthers told us before the game, Nippon, that they hope to get some more goals. They've seen the zone now once before.
Yeah, she said their film sessions were productive and they have a plan to attack it as they are right here. And I think the number one goal for Franklin is going to be creating that space. How much space can they create and how many open shots can they find like that?
Peterson, beautiful pass, and Peterson puts it home. The first lead for the Panthers. They have it 3-2 on Erin Peterson, known for her assist making. How about there? She becomes a scorer. She's had goals for sure, and she scores at 4:59 of the first period.
Franklin's first lead today, and again, it was all about that space. When you have an offense as fast as Franklin's, getting the eyes of Bishop Fian, getting them on their heels, and you send multiple people at one person, it's going to leave someone open, and Peterson was a lucky recipient right there, had a lane, had a shot, and has the goal.
So now their coach, Alex Wagner, is going to put a new person in for the faceoff. It's going to be Avery Texera. And Blogensteiner, I think, has won them all. See how she does against Texera here. A new look. And it's going to be a false start, and we'll do it again. The official there, Sharon Fide, not happy with that start. We'll tee it up again. So a new look for Coach Alex Wagner, setting in Texera. Wagner in her first year coaching the Shamrocks. Ball is loose, and that's going to go back. And who's got it again? You bet, Morgan Lovell. She is incredible at picking up those face-off balls. Knocked around, physical play. And they're going to call a foul there on Sheehan. Franklin with the free start. Quickly they go. This is Emma Bissinger. Franklin looking to build a lead. They have it 3-2. Bissinger, too far. Clara Blogensteiner tries to get to it. She has trouble picking it up. Now Franklin back to her offense. Peterson, that's where she positions herself often, behind the end line. Pass in front, the shot there, turn back. Beautiful rebound, loose, ball still on the turf. And now the goalkeeper is going to cover it up. And that is Megan Peterson. But a whistle stops play. Check this out. You turn the ball over to the Panthers. It's not a free position. It's just to start behind the line. They back up Peterson. Franklin with some good pressure there in that sequence.
Definitely settling in on the offensive side here.
In front, it's in heavy traffic. That was thrown really to a bunch of white-shirted players, but they lose it. Joyce comes up with the loose ball. 3-2 Franklin. Time winding down in the first period. It's been an exciting game. Blogensteiner, weather conditions notwithstanding, I don't think these players have any clue about the weather. They're just playing their hearts out here in the first period. This is Bissinger. Good possession for Franklin. They've had it quite a long time. Joyce comes through. Izzy Cross, she shoots and she scores. Izzy Cross with a little curling pattern makes it 4-2 Panthers.
Again, excellent move by Franklin. They're really firing on all cylinders on the offensive side. This time it's Cross's turn to get involved. Like you said, on the far side, she moves in on the invert, just needs an inch of space, and was able to find the back of the net. Again, Franklin, I believe that's 4 straight possessions with a goal now, Pete. Really settling in.
They have it 4-2. This is their largest lead. 2 ties, the 1 lead change. They gave the Franklin the 3-2 lead on the Peterson goal, and now Cross makes it 4-2. Again, Blogensteiner, this time again against Texera. Avery digs in. Ball settles in the respective nets. And this time Shapiro moves away. And now he's not happy with it. A push. And it's going to be a Franklin ball. Franklin, oh, when you win draws like that, you're in good shape. Here's Peterson back. Aaron. A little bit brighter here at the moment. Changing conditions here in Attleboro. 48 degrees with a wind. Franklin looks so good in the offensive end. Callie Joyce for Bissinger. Good ball movement by the Panthers. 2:18 to go in the quarter. Riskin to the back line. Back to Riskin. Bogensteiner, rather. Peterson comes through with some space, and she's going to curl back and circle back, and Franklin will keep the offense going. Peterson determined to make a play. Izzy Cross, the energy level tremendous here in the high shot. I believe that was a shot, and it was wide. Covered up on the recycle by Franklin. They charge in. Bogensteiner, what a save! What a beautiful save there by Peterson. Franklin still gets the loose ball. Long offense for the Panthers. In front, Clara, she's hit. No call, ball loose and controlled by the Shamrocks. They'll come out. This is Teixeira, picked up by Joyce, hounding her. Still with her, now a foul on Joyce. Teixeira will restart as the ball goes out of bounds, and they'll back away the Panthers for the restart for Avery Teixeira, the junior.
Couple of really strong saves for Megan Peterson down there for Bishop Thean. Franklin, with that quick entry after the out of bounds, was able to get that shot.
Mishandled for a moment. Under a minute left, first quarter. Franklin leading it 4-2. Ducking her way through, but losing the ball was a Shamrock. Underhanded pass from Catherine Uroff, heading for Ithaca College next year. She's a captain. To the back line. First time we've seen the ball back there for the Shamrocks, I do believe. Looking for cutters. Spinning through
what a move.
With some space. Sidehander shot and the goal. All by herself. Emily Berube makes it 4-3.
How about that from Emily Berube? Again, decided to take on that Franklin man defense all by herself. That quick change of direction, got to the inside, and was able to find Twine. Thean back in it. That's just what you want on the final minute of the quarter, Pete, able to get one back and make it a one-goal game.
I like the way she used her left shoulder on that goal by Berube. 4-3 now with 22.9 seconds to go. That was the first time I think they took it to the ex-Nippon. Boy, they had some nice movement in the offensive zone.
Yeah, took a page out of Franklin's playbook, didn't they?
Very similar, yeah. 22.9 seconds to go. Here's the draw from midfield. 4-3 now in the air, and it's going to be picked up. A rarity, won by the Shamrocks. This is Barry. Pass on the left wing. They're going to go back behind the line, back to Shamrock coming front. Franklin swarming with the defense. Pass cutting through, a good space there, and the goal, the tying goal by Sophie Ann Loff. 4-4 is your score. Sophie Ann Loff. Third tie of the game. Score comes at 2.4 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Yep, how about that? 2 goals in the final minute of this period for Bishop Thean, and it's no coincidence that they came off of 2 draw controls. Again, the X factor in this game, they gained possession, had numbers moving forward. Franklin was on their heels, and we have a tie game.
And those two scores not only a minute, less than 25.5 seconds apart. 20.5 seconds. We'll restart the draw. No, the clock is going to end with the 2.4 seconds ticked away. The first period has come to a close. 4 ties in the game, 1 lead change, and we're knotted at 4 after 1 period of play. Wow, what a first period. Intense action on this turf field. Well, DuPont is a chance for us to settle in and take a look at all of the other teams in playoff contention for the Panthers. Baseball will be in the round of 32 tomorrow night. They are the 14th seed. They'll host 19th seed Leominster. That's a 7 o'clock game at Franklin. Softball will play Monday at 4 o'clock. They're a 12 seed. They'll play 21 seed Haverhill. Boys lacrosse season ended last night with a loss to number 8 seed. That would be Newton North. They lost 18-9. Their season is over, so they go out in the round of 32. Boys tennis is out. They lost to number 1 seed Westford. That was a big win for Westford, 5-0 the other day, so they're out. And girls tennis is still alive. They're the number 22 seed. They will play number 11 Andover at Andover tomorrow at 11 o'clock in a round of 32 game. So some teams still left, and certainly this team right in the eye of the storm here. They're a 12 seed Nippon playing a 5 seed Shamrocks of Bishop Fien.
Absolutely, Pete. The bracket says 5 versus 12, but the record does tell a bit of a different story. Franklin coming in at 18-1, and Bishop Fien 16-3. Two excellent teams, but again, Franklin's strength of schedule playing in the Hockomock League diminishes their standings just a bit.
Yes.
But this is your favorite time of the year. It's got to be end of the season. All the hard work that these players have put in for all these years across their different sports. Especially for seniors, it might be their final hurrah. The weather's starting to get better. No, wait, that's not the case exactly here today. But hopefully, in the coming days, we'll be able to see some sun coming out.
You know, the interesting thing is we get ready for the second period, Nippon, is that 8 goals have been scored in the first period by 8 different players.
Yes, I was going to point that out. It's fantastic. Just goes to show you the depth of both teams on display, how they want to share the wealth, and it's going to take a full team effort to pull out with a win today.
So we're going to turn things over to my broadcast partner. Double congratulations, the former Franklin grad and now the former New York University grad has the play-by-play for the second period, Nippon.
Thank you so much, Pete. We're getting start for the second period in a 4-4 game of this round of 32 matchup. Oh, round of 16, excuse me. Sweet 16 between Franklin and Bishop Fien. Clara Blankesteiner at midfield, ready for the draw. She's been dominant so far, but Bishop Fien has come away with the pass 2 and now make it the pass 3. Tracking down that ground ball are the Shamrocks. Moving it forward, number 25 up to number 16, Delaney Baroob. Both sides moving directions now, so Fien will attack from left to right across your screen. Franklin going right to left. Goes back to Emmett Berry, and now Fien settles it. A bit of a cushion around the 20-yard line. They'll look to gather some ball movement before making their attack inside, and now they make their move. This is Berry with a stutter step. The shot, Lai got a piece of it, and it's still loose inside near the crease. Who has it? Finally goes behind the net and able to settle it down is Franklin, still being hounded by the aggressive forecheck of Bishop Fien. Number 21, Kendall Moan, able to get it back out to her teammates, and now Franklin can make a better effort to clear it.
It was a real good save by Lai. She had a player just within 5 or 6 feet of her, and she went down low and blocked a good portion of that ball coming in at her.
Whistle blown, a foul committed by Bishop Fien. That'll give Franklin some more space to exit their own half of the field. They move backwards momentarily and now find an open, easy cross with lots of green grass in front of her. Cross with long strides now gets it into around Bishop Fien's 10-yard line. They make their entry. This is Blankesteiner. About a minute and a half played in this second period. We're tied at 4. Blankesteiner again. Goes back to her after the give and go. You see that zone by Bishop Fien. Anytime Blankesteiner touches the ball, there's immediately 2 white jerseys in front of her, and an errant pass goes out of bounds.
That's
a turnover by Franklin.
Forced error there, so critical deep in their in the offensive zone. That hurts.
You wonder how much the conditions have to play a role in that, Pete. With the slick ball, with the wind blowing, it might make it hard to pass. And again, we see another ground ball. Both teams getting aggressive with the forechecking. Isabel Loft will track it back to her goalie, Megan Peterson. Now this is Catherine Uroff. Ducking through players, sprinting along the far sideline. It's still Uroff having it. And now a whistle blown. So Fien will take it back to about the 25, 30-yard line, and we'll resume play. Sophie Ann Loft. Now they move it to the near corner. And they'll settle down behind the net near the X, where Bishop Fien did find some luck at the end of that first period, generating an offensive chance and a goal. Moving on the invert. were the Shamrocks, and now coming back outside. Lots of players in the same area. Backing up, right for a shot through contact. Lai did make the save, but we have a whistle, and I believe a free position is going to be awarded to Bishop Fien.
Yeah, and this could be from really, it's going to be at the 12-meter mark. Okay. Nice save by Lai, but infraction called on the Panthers.
Emily Barub already has a goal today, shoots again, saved by Lai. She saw it coming all the way.
Oh, I love the way she dropped her stick down real quick to cover that ball, smother the ball, actually.
Fien able to get the rebound right back. They'll have another chance. They'll resettle at the X.
Remember, this possession started with an unforced error on the other side of the field by the Panthers.
Switching directions and finding the back of the net. What a shot by number 5, Eva O'Leary. Looked to go one way, changed direction, went the other way, and caught Cody Lai sleeping. The Shamrocks take the lead right back. It's 5-4.
Yeah, the importance of those possessions. Remember, Franklin turns it over, unforced error, a long possession, a couple of shots on Lai, and that time, so they're going to give the goal to Barry, I guess.
Check that. That's the freshman Georgia Berry. Berry was huge in Fien's win over Attleboro in round 1. The freshman had 6 goals to her name, so she's someone to keep an eye out for. In the draw once more. Let's see if Fien has figured out Franklin. And not quite, as Franklin's able to get the ball, but a whistle being played, and no, an infraction goes back to Fien. The Shamrocks really imposing their will on offense right now, Pete.
Yeah, they are, and this is the Shamrocks' first lead since 5:55 of the first period, so they go almost just 2 minutes shy of a whole period trailing it or tied, but now they have the lead once again.
Wind still gusting. The pressure applied by Franklin doesn't matter. Looks like the shot never really got through cleanly. Fien still has it behind the net. Barub out for her teammate, Sophie Ann Luff. Now centering it for Emmett Berry. Stutter step forward. Franklin makes their defensive move. Ball's on the turf and scooped up. Great defensive hustle by Franklin and especially Juliana Owen.
I like the way she teamed up that time with a Franklin Panther to make that play. Morgan Lovell, they teamed up and forced the ball loose.
And now the question for Franklin is how cleanly can they exit their own half of the field?
Yep.
The past couple of times they've had a bit of trouble doing so. As now they get it forth for Callie Joyce, and she'll sprint forward. Joyce along the far sideline. Able to settle it down. About halfway gone in the second period. After a flurry of 8 goals in that first period, only 1 goal in the second. 5-4 Bishop Fien. Franklin looks to respond. Blonga Stainer with a goal to her name. Trying to find out the inverted teammate. No shot available for Ruby Risgen. Now Erin Peterson trying for a centering pass. It's intercepted. Picked off by Bishop Fien.
Oh, just a great one-on-one play that time for Fien to get the ball back. And I believe that was Texera.
Yeah, tiptoeing along the sidelines was Texera. And now the Shamrocks moved forward again. In a period that has been marked by dominance on the offensive half by Shamrocks. Now a centering pass goes just wide. Streaking forward was Sophie Ann Luff looking for a shot. And they'll take their time. Time of possession really tilting towards Fien's way.
Yeah, it's been a great second quarter for the homestanding Shamrocks.
Barry looking to make a move inside. Goes behind the net. Now forward is Barry, she got tripped up.
Yep.
A whistle is blown as a Franklin player went to the floor. An interference call, and we'll see another free start for Emmett Barry.
Morgan Lovell flagged on that play. She was locked up, and she might have saved the goal by forcing the action, but here she gives up a free position.
Right at the edge of the 8-meter arc. Barry goes inside. Saved by Lai. Great stop by Cody Lai. She's kept Franklin in it so far with a couple of big saves.
You're absolutely right, Napon. This could be a 3 or 4 goal lead without the work done by Cody Lai, the outstanding sophomore goalkeeper for Franklin.
And now Franklin with numbers, a 3-on-3. Blongstander herself takes it. The shot's deflected by a Fian player, but Peterson takes it and shoots it wide. Race for the ball. We'll see who has it. Both players collide and go to the turf. And it'll go to Fian.
Wow, what a look for Franklin. As setting on the doorstep while the rebound was Riskin. She just misfired a little bit high. Oh, what a look that the Panthers had, sparked by the one-on-one play of Clara Blogestainer.
Yeah, once you get her in the open field, she is tough to catch up with. Those long strides, was able to sprint forward. And then credit Bishop Fian because the defense trailing backwards was able to get the deflection on her stick and knock the ball loose. So Franklin really hasn't had many clean shots on goal in this period so far, Pete.
No.
There's another collision. Really rough out there.
And let's
Both
see.
teams frustrated. We'll see what the call is.
Yeah.
Slow to get up right now is a Shamrock. Hopefully she's okay.
And let's see what we're going to do here.
And getting helped up to her feet is Taylor O'Brien, the junior defenseman.
Yeah, she was really hit hard, sandwiched in there. O'Brien from Walpole, Mass.
The official making the sign, it is going to stay with Fian, white
Yep.
ball.
Yep. Also saying no penalties on the play, just a hard collision.
Physicality starting to ramp up just a little bit here in this game. Round of 16. Winner going to the quarterfinals where they'll take on number 4, Westford Academy. Fian settles in once more. They've been so comfortable just taking their time, moving the ball around, and looking for a good shot in this period.
Yeah, they've not had a 2-goal lead yet, but they're on the verge of one if they can cash this in. Franklin has had one 2-goal lead at 4-2 early on.
Looking for that cushion. Here is Emily Barub. Has a goal, spins inside, shoots, and
No
the wave,
goal.
they're going to wave the goal off. No goal is the call. Bishop Fian started celebrating on the sideline thinking they had that 6, but the officials say no.
I think there was a crease violation against the Shamrocks.
And again, here is that physical play by Bishop Fian. Whistle blown. Franklin will be able to clear. 2:40 to go in the first half. Franklin trailing 5-4. Can they find the equalizing goal? They've been stymied so far in this second.
Yeah, a lot of good adjustments made by Coach Wagner for the Shamrocks, shutting down the.
Christian cross, nice shot, and then she scores. Izzy Cross, a point-blank opportunity, took full advantage, and we're tied at 5 with 2:20 to go.
5th tie of the game as Cross finally becomes the first player in the game to get 2 goals or more, the only one with 2, as she buries it, the first goal of the quarter for the Panthers.
After all that possession, Pete, by Bishop Fian, in this period, Franklin, all it takes is one shot, one move into the offensive half, and we have a tie game once more. We'll have a timeout on the field as well. 2:20 to go in the first half. Your score, Fian 5, Franklin 5.
Remember, that goal was set up by fine play in the open field by Callie Joyce. When she's in the open field, she's really dynamic, and she forced the action. And then Izzy Cross, with her second goal of the game, she had a goal earlier on, the last goal of the first period. So she scored the last 2 goals for the Panthers to tie it. 5 ties in the game. Are we heading for another overtime game? Oh, my goodness. Remember, the first time these two teams met 10 days ago at this very McGrath Stadium, it was Franklin 10-9 in OT. Or is it 9-8? Let's check that.
I believe it was 9-8.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're tracking a little bit beyond that in terms of the production in the first half with a 5-5 score. Still time left in the second period, and it's been a game of varying degrees of dominance.
Yes.
It seemed like Franklin had the upper hand for most of the first period, and here in the second period, the Shamrocks really have been in the offensive zone a lot more than Franklin have been in their offensive zone, but still only 1 goal apiece. So adjustments made, I think, by both
Yes.
coaches in period number 2.
Yeah, these teams don't really need much of a scouting report on one another after that recent game, Pete.
Yes.
So they know each other quite well. And as you said, it's been which facet of the game can step up at the right time. So right now, Franklin's defense really holding pat. They've gotten a few big saves from Cody Lai. Thean on the other end, they've been excellent on the offensive end. A lot more crisper passes, open shots. And we'll see. This is going to be a crucial final 2 minutes and 20 seconds to see if anyone can break the tie heading into the half.
And both teams can showcase some good speed. I'm particularly impressed with Avery Texera. When she has it in the open field, she can really, motor up the field. And Franklin, we saw Callie Joyce in the open field looking great for the Panthers.
Yeah, another underrated area is that midfield, Pete. Mm-hmm. Who can control that neutral area between the 30-yard lines? And if you have an advantage there, it just makes it even easier for your attack to do the work down low. We'll see another draw between Blongastainer and her opponent for Bishop Thean. It's up in the air, race for the ball. Blongastainer was able to bump her opponent for a moment. It's still on the turf. Players going everywhere. And finally, Bishop Thean settles it down.
I think Blongastainer was pushed, but the official was watching the flow of the ball further upfield, and she didn't see it. And player goes down for both sides, and no foul, just a stoppage to attend to the player. It looked like she's okay. I think it was Urov. And it'll be Thean with the ball in the final 2 minutes plus of the second period.
So this is Urov. Double teams apply, lose the ball momentarily, another whistle. And she'll continue with the advantage being played. Urov being hounded by Izzy Cross and Erin Peterson. She continues moving forward. Ball's lost for a moment, but scooped back up. Claire Latham. Latham down for Sophie-Ann Luff. And now is Shea Hennessy. Hennessy in a position, not able to move inside. Pressure applied once more. Open shot and another save. Cody Lai, how do you do?
What a stop. Right in front, Emily Berube tried to get it off. Lai has come up time and time again to preserve this 5-5 tie at the moment.
There's a long outlet pass. Franklin moves forward with 1:06 to go. Can they find a last-minute goal? Blongastainer has an angle, but again, great positioning by number 8, Isabel Loft, to stop her in her tracks.
Last minute to play in the second quarter.
Maybe a bit of a too-great job because we have a whistle and a foul.
Yep. They're going to give Blongastainer a free position, but it's not going to be from the – it is going to be from the just outside the 12-meter.
Yep.
So it's actually beyond that. So she'll probably not go to attack. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah, we'll see where she goes, whether she decides to continue pressing inside or push outside. She goes outside. Franklin will settle in. Blongastainer at the edge of the 12. 50 seconds to go.
Franklin has scored so many goals in the final minute of a quarter in this season here this year.
They move along the far end. Going counterclockwise. Clock keeps ticking. We're down to 34 seconds. When is Franklin going to make their move? Peterson back to Cross. Now goes to Blongastainer. 25 to go. Cross again. She scored the past 2 goals. 20 seconds going. Peterson centers. Blongastainer couldn't find the person she was looking for. We're down to 12 seconds. Franklin's got to get busy here. Peterson. Blongastainer being closer off, and we have a whistle being blown, stoppage of play. 4.3 seconds on the clock and a free position. So how about this? Clara Blongastainer looking to retake the lead for Franklin at the edge of the 8. I believe they're going to add some more time on the clock here. They'll make it 5.7 seconds for Blongastainer to work with. Here she is. Blongastainer darts inside, shoots, and scores!
Well, we've said it upon how many times this season has Franklin scored in the last minute of play. How about 2.9 seconds to go on the board? And Blongastainer with a fake, a charge, and a release. And she gets it by their goalie, Megan Peterson, and Franklin has the lead the third lead change of the game. Franklin has it 6-5 at 2.9 seconds to go. What a huge goal for the Panthers coming into halftime.
She's been a thorn in Bishop Feehan's side. The last time they played, the go-ahead goal with under 4 minutes left in regulation, and the game-winning goal in overtime off a free position as well. 2.9 seconds, not much time to work with for both sides. We'll see what they do after this draw. Goes up in the air. Scrum for it, but the clock will hit zeros, and that will do it. What an exciting first half we have here in Attleboro at McGrath Stadium, between two sides that know each other very well and are separated by less than inches. It's Franklin 6, Bishop Feehan 5 going to halftime. It's all for the Marbles moving forward in the second half, a trip to the Elite Eight on the line.
We're going to take a short break. It's only a 5-minute halftime. We'll come back. Oh, could you ask for a more exciting girls lacrosse game in the Division I level in this Sweet 16 round here in the MIA tournament? We're going to take a break. It's Pete Royce with you, Nippon Goyle and Chris Leveron. We'll be back to McGrath Stadium in about 4 minutes for the start of the exciting second half. Your score at halftime is Franklin 6 and Bishop Feehan 5. We'll be right back. Welcome back to McGrath Stadium on the campus of Bishop Feehan High School in Attleboro, Mass. We're at halftime nearly over. We'll get ready to start the third quarter. An exciting game here, 6-5. How big was the Franklin leading? How big was that goal by Blogensteiner with 2.9 seconds to go?
It was huge. You talk about a momentum play, Pete, at the end of the period, in a period which was frankly dominated by Bishop Fee and their attack, just eating up time of possession on the offensive end and getting a lot of shots on goal. Cody Lai came up huge, and then on the other end, Blogensteiner able to get the lead back. And as we get set for the second half, Pete, lot to play, lot to consider for both these teams. What do you think makes a difference moving forward, and who comes away with this win?
Well, I think some of the keys to the game remain as they were at the start of the game. Number one, can Franklin get some goal scorers other than the top scorer in their league, Clara Blogensteiner? The answer to that in the first half, yes. 4 goals by someone other named Clara Blogensteiner. She does have 2, which helps. The second thing is, Franklin, as you've seen in the game, not a lot of subs. Have they substituted at all? They're not that deep. And what happens is, with this weather, it plays into the hands of Franklin. We've had games where they were in the 90s. Coach Igo Garino was very concerned about wearing down the team. You won't have it. This is game made for the Franklin team out here tonight. So I think the third key is, you've played these teams before, and you came in with a victory, but you can't take it for granted. And I don't think Franklin has. Those are some of the keys here today.
And I'm sure Coach Igo has that in mind as we get start for the second half. As both teams move back to the Hex. Again, Clara Blogensteiner looking to continue her momentum moving forward. Final 24 minutes, and the third quarter is off to you, Pete.
Thanks a lot, Nippon Goyle. Our producer here is Chris Leverone. I'm Pete Royce. It's Blogensteiner against Teixeira. This has been a real good draw. Officials again, Sharon Fide and Rich Shapiro. It's in the air and is controlled by, you guessed it, Morgan Lovell. He's done that all season long. Lovell into space on the right side. 3 behind her as she charges it forward for Franklin. And they'll drop it back and slow things down and get into the rough. And down front, a little bit of a flurry of activity there as Riskin had it for Callie Joy. She's been so good in the midfield. This is Callie coming through. Loops one behind for Izzy Cross with 2 goals. She's got 2 today. A ball is mishandled by Peterson. She's going to dig it into the corner. Does come up with it. Peterson, who coach says she's a coach in the making. Erin Peterson. Love to have a player like that on the field to settle things down for the Panthers. For Callie Joyce. Dips her shoulder. Fakes. Right side for Bissinger. Top for Joyce. 6-5 Franklin in the second half here. 48 degrees and windy from Attleboro. Cross, double teamed against that zone defense. Blogensteiner with 2 goals, including a flashy one as time was about to expire in the first half. A pass in front, a beautiful pass, and the goal by Cross. The goal by Cross on the pass from Blogensteiner, a beauty. And Cross gets her hat-trick goal in the game, and Franklin leads it 7-5.
Goal scored by number 10, Izzy Cross.
Excellent finish by Izzy Cross, but that play is all about the pass from Clara Blogensteiner, cutting the defensive apart. A laser down the middle, found the perfect area in the stick of Izzy Cross, and all she had to do was fire it off. Bounced off the poles a few times and found the back of the net. Franklin with a 2-goal cushion. It's 7-5.
How about Izzy Cross making a move in the open field to position herself to receive that bullet from Clara Blogensteiner? Great move, and here's Lovell going for it. Can't get it this time. Picked up by the Shamrocks. It's loose on the turf, and they have it. No, still bobbling. Now they do come up with it there on the left side for Claire Latham. Latham shoots and scores! Claire Latham makes it 7-6. Latham gets her second goal, the first Shamrock with 2 goals. It comes 15 seconds after the Cross goal. It's 7-6.
And that's one way to answer back, Pete. In a play which it looked like Morgan Lavelle almost had the draw control for Franklin. She always has her stick in the right position, but it trailed forward, just scored it free, and then Fian pounced on it. Great move by Latham to move forward, cut inside, and get Fian right back within 1.
You're right. The determination of the loose balls is such a factor in this game. They just took it and went upfield and scored 15 seconds after the Cross goal. No team has had more than a 2-goal lead. Franklin, the only team with a 2-goal lead. They've had it twice, 4-2 and 7-5. Franklin back, Blogensteiner holding it. Izzy Cross, she ducks around. Charges the net, has some space all the way through, and lost the ball. It's going to be a free position, I think. They went high side on her, and Izzy Cross is going to have one from the 8-meter mark.
She definitely earned that. She was a wizard with the stick, weaving her way inside, and got it knocked out at the last minute. Chance for her 4th goal. Does she go all the way?
Oh, they put her right in front. Here she comes. She ducks, gets the shot off, and scores. It wasn't a clean shot, but it managed to go through. And Cross with 4 goals in the game today. I don't think she had full throttle on that, but she buried it at 9:29, her 4th goal of the game.
Yeah, didn't need to go full throttle. All she needed was that inch of space, and then just, again, the wizardry ducking inside, getting free. And Izzy Cross, it's her day. And how about this? 2.5 minutes in the second half, Pete, we already have 4 goals on the board.
Yes, and it is Cross now with 4 goals herself. With 6-5 at halftime, Franklin leads it 8-6. Here's the draw at midfield, 9:29, a flurry of activity. This is like the first quarter, but not like the second quarter. Here's Blogensteiner winning her own draw.
We had 4 goals total in the second period, Pete. We already have 4 on the period. 3, excuse me.
In front, Joyce, she's going to cross, she's going to shoot and score again. Izzy Cross with another goal, her 4th straight goal, her 5th in the game. And Cross makes it 9-6.
Goal scored by number 10, Izzy Cross.
I think this is what you call a heat check, Pete. Izzy Cross is on fire. It seems like whenever she touches the ball, good things happen, and she's able to bury it right back. Her 5th goal of the game. Franklin, their largest lead of the game.
His first 3-goal lead for the Panthers. I don't know if Cross has ever had 5 goals in a game. Blogensteiner's put up numbers like that, but how about, we mentioned the key to the game, scoring besides Blogensteiner. There's 5 goals for Cross.
There we go.
9:14 to go. Cross the last 4 goals. No, I'm sorry. She did not have the last 4. Blogensteiner scored just before halftime. 3 in a row, though. And here's Morgan Lovell again. She's just outstanding in the open field on the loose ball draws. Franklin charging it in. Cross coming through. She shoots. And she scores again. Izzy Cross again. The Izzy Cross show at McGrath Stadium. Wow. 6 goals. Okay, I beg your pardon. The goal is going to go to Riskin. So it's not Cross. Ruby Riskin with the goal. It counts nonetheless. It's 9:01 to go. Franklin with 3 goals in a row. They have a 10-6 lead.
And again, Peter, it all starts with these draw controls, right? When you're trailing forward right now, these can start to feel like an avalanche. Every time Franklin coming away with it, with speed on the offensive end, Bishop Fien doesn't have any time to get on their feet and get set in their defense. And that's what allowed Franklin to open up this game early on in the second half.
The 5th goal scorer of the game for the Panthers.
And it happens right again. Those draw controls playing a big role.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. Here is Riskin. For Cross, she shoots, and she scores again. Izzy Cross from Riskin. Cross with 6 goals in the game. Franklin leads at 11-6.
Franklin goal scored by number 10, Izzy Cross.
This is unbelievable, Pete. I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Cross with 4 goals in the period, 6 in the game.
We may have a timeout on the field here called by Bishop Fien's coach Wagner. I think they do need it because right now Franklin is having their way with this Bishop Fien team. My goodness.
5 goals in the period, 4 by Izzy Cross, 1 by Ruby Riskin, and Franklin has opened up an 11-6 lead. This is a game of adjustments, Nippon. In the first period, wide open. I thought they were kind of just playing to score.
Yep.
Second the second quarter, the game closed in on both teams.
Yeah.
Not a lot of goals. But here, the halftime adjustments by Cristinago Garino, they found a way to dominate. They had that one ball that got away from them, but they found a way to work it through, and it didn't take them. You notice, not a lot of long possessions. They just found their first best available look and cashed in.
And I think that speed is going to play to Franklin's advantage right there. I mean, we talked about Bishop Fien playing a zone defense, and when you have a zone defense, being able to set yourself up and get in those positions matters so much. And when you're able to win a draw like that in Franklin and move forward, get inside the attacking zone so quickly, it doesn't give you time to set up. And as a result, Franklin has had open players in the slot almost every time they've moved the ball forward into that attacking half. So, Bishop Fien, a team that's built on their strong defense, their pressuring defense, has not been able to play to their strengths early on in this third quarter.
Tremendous production by the Panthers. Cross with 6 goals, Blogensteiner with 2, 1 each by Wrobleski Peterson, and can't discount the goal by Risden, which opened up the 4-goal lead at 10-6. And still, upon 8:48 to go in this quarter.
Still a lot of time left in this game, Pete. If you're Coach Wagner, that's exactly what you're saying to your players. It's all about just winning this first draw and just getting one back, reestablishing that time of possession that helped you so much in the second period and going back to your game. But if Franklin continues to win these draws, it might be really tough for Fien to claw themselves back.
11-6. Remember, the first game between these two, the final was 9-8. That's 17 goals. We have 8:48 left. We've had 17 goals in this game
Good
already.
point.
A little brighter here at McGrath Stadium. Still raining, though, and still very, very windy. The draw is controlled by Blogensteiner. Again, takes her own draw and wins it.
She's like a cat, just darts away.
Clara Blogensteiner works it behind. Franklin in control. Slowing it down a bit. We've not had much of this. Flaked by Clara for Wrobleski. Loose ball secured by Cross. What a game she's had. For Joyce to the back line. Franklin takes it from behind the goal. This is Cross. She can set up and she can score for Riskin.
Definitely one of the more played out offensive possessions we've seen so far, Pete, after everything was bang bang to start things off.
Right. Remember, it comes following a timeout by Wagner of the Shamrocks. Cross loops it. Blogensteiner for Cross. Izzy got position, takes a hard bump, knocked her goggles off, no foul on the play. No whistle there. It's taken back by Shea Hennessy. A rare possession here for the Shamrocks. They bounce one. It's picked up. And little strong defense there on Loff. Isabel with the ball and some speed, and she drops it. She drops it, kicks it forward, picks it up, gets a bump from behind, and still maintains possession. Isabel Loff. 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Franklin 11. Bishop Fien High School 6.
Now for Fien, it's how can you take advantage of this opportunity and really make the most of this possession. Not saying that you have to get a goal necessarily, but you have to apply some pressure onto Franklin and make them think twice on the defensive end as a player goes down.
Oh, man.
Being ran over right there.
Yep. I don't think she saw him.
Yeah.
But going down hard was Morgan Lovell. She lost her stick, lost her goggles. What hit me? But she's...
And we have a yellow card being shown, Pete.
Interesting. So that's going to be a penalty. That's going to be on Claire Latham, their captain, their attacker, senior out of North Attleboro. First penalty of the game. And Franklin with a player up now. 6:42 to go. Can Franklin cash in? Oh, there's an error, unforced error there. A huge turnover for Franklin. Huge turnover, and the Shamrocks have it in their offensive zone. They can kill some of this penalty time now. No play clock in girls lacrosse on the high school level. There is in college, but not here. And holding it is Emmett Barry. Lobs it over on the right wing for Shea Hennessy. Again, they can just kill this penalty here. It was a huge turnover by Franklin. Barry. Little underhand flip to Georgia Barry. Georgia. Now Shamrocks revving up their offense. Ball bounced, picked up by Shamrock. Taken back. Kendall Moan gets a stick in there. Stymies the offensive moment for the Shamrocks. Over to Shea Hennessy. Hennessy, back line, picked up on the bounce. Few mishandles on this sequence by the Shamrocks, but they still control it, killing a lot of penalty time.
Yeah, this Franklin defense really making things difficult for Bishop Fee and Pete, closing down any inches of space, any passing lanes have been covered up.
Shea Hennessy off the left shoulder. Get another bobble. With it is Audrey Leahy. Leahy bouncing around. Drops it back out deep for Barry. Switches shoulders. Long possession. Again, forced by the unforced error of the shot. Not a lot of wood on that ball, and Lai makes the save, but she misfires here on a long pop-up that she tried to center the ball out. And Bissinger comes back to haul it in on this. There's the speed of Franklin showing up.
Penalty time was also up for Bishop Fee and Pete, so the power play, Franklin not able to capitalize at all. I think we have a timeout taken by Coach Igo, just looking to settle things down after a couple of unforced errors and turnovers for Franklin in their own defensive half.
Yeah, the Shamrocks, give them credit. They took advantage of the unforced error and killed all of that penalty time. And then Franklin used some speed to turn the ball over. So we've had a bit of a lull. The last goal came exactly 4 minutes and 20 seconds ago by Izzy Cross, her 4th of 4 in the period for her personally. And then Riskin added the 5th one. A little bit of a lull has taken place. And part of it, I think, is that Franklin, as much as you don't want to sit on a lead, they do feel comfortable with an 11-6 lead. And they certainly don't want to force things.
Of course.
And it was a couple of possessions there with the errant pass that, hurt them on not taking advantage of the player-up situation.
Yeah, we had a frenetic pace to start off that second half, and now Franklin comfortable with taking their time in the offensive half, really moving the ball and looking for a good shot. And they weren't able to do that for Bishop Fee. And again, it's all about reestablishing that presence they had on the offensive end that did them so well in the second. So we'll see what they can do. A few sustained possessions, not able to get a clean shot off still. They had one shot that was a bit high and was able to be saved by Cody Lai. So final 4.5 minutes of this third period are going to be key to see if Fian can get one back, get two back, just make it more of a game heading into the fourth period.
To recap the game, Franklin went behind 1-0 on Claire Latham's goal. Then they tied it at 1, 2-1 Attleboro. Shamrocks of Attleboro. Then Blogensteiner, Peterson, and Cross 3 goals in a row, 4-2 Franklin lead. And the Shamrocks came back with 2 goals to end the first period by Berube and Loff. Sophie Ann Loff made it 4-4. That was after 1. And then in the second period, it was just 2 goals to 1. Cross and Blogensteiner against Barry's 1, Georgia Barry. That was 6-5 Franklin at halftime. And here an explosion in the third quarter. Cross, Riskin and Cross, and 1 goal by Claire Latham. And that's it. 11-6, 4:28 to go in the third quarter. It's a little brighter here at McGrath Stadium. Still cold. And Blogensteiner on the right out, on the right side. Nice pass to Bissinger. Emma will get it up to Peterson, who checks out from her vantage point on the right wing. Coming up on 4 minutes to go in the quarter. What a quarter for Franklin. They outscored the Shamrocks 5-1 in this period alone. And now Franklin again taking its time, looking for the perfect shot, perfect pass. They've had some great assists in this game as well. I still don't know if there have been any substitutes for Franklin.
Haven't seen many.
And that's why the weather is a factor. When it's 95 degrees, you worry about that. Coach Kristen Igo-Garino told us, yes, we did worry about that in the heat, but not today. There's an errant ball. It almost trickled through. and picked up there by Peterson. Had to be alert, and here's the start in their own zone for the Shamrocks. Pass up to Sophie Ann Loff, and she takes a bump, and she'll be fouled, and she'll get the free start, and it's going to be a card. It's going to be a penalty. They're going to the head. The penalty on Franklin for a high hit on Loff, and we'll see who's going to go in the penalty area. It'll be a player advantage coming up for the Shamrocks, the first penalty of the game against Franklin.
Yeah, it looks like coming off for Franklin is number 7, Emma Bissinger, so she'll stand for a minute. And Finn with a golden opportunity to get one back here.
Yep, she went high on her opponent, and she was whistled for the penalty. First flag against the Panthers, and the Shamrocks take it behind. With it there is Georgia Barry. She's got a goal. This is Barry ducking. Franklin on defense here in front of Cody Lai. A skip pass out top. On the right side for Shea Hennessy. Back in front for Claire Latham, their captain. Dancing around, trying to get through, gets off the shot, and the scoop there by Cody Lai, the sophomore. We've had a number of balls come in on the bounce. That time she fielded it beautifully.
I'll tell you what, Pete, ever since, as a Franklin player, he goes down to the floor, ever since the second period where Bishop Fien scored to make it, I believe, either 6-5, 6-4, opening up a lead, Cody Lai has been sensational, stonewalling any offensive shots by Fien. She's been up to the task, and it's been fantastic to see.
Morgan Lovell won that foul, so the Panthers take off on offense, and that's going to be a whistle, and Franklin will still have it. Riskin with it. Pass is caught by Blogensteiner. Clara, 2 goals here today for Peterson. Under 2 to go in the third quarter. Franklin 11, Bishop Fien 6. Erin Peterson. Angling, retreating, looping for Olivia Robleski. Izzy Cross, what a period she's having with the ball again for Blogensteiner. Peterson comes around a screen, draws another defender way out, and the ball is ticked from behind. Battle for it here. I think it was a kick ball. They're going to give it to Peterson, moving the players back as the official, Rich Shapiro.
Bissinger back on for Franklin, so the penalty time has expired.
It's a good job for the Panthers to eat the clock. Holding it is Riskin. Cross for Blogensteiner in the final minute of play in the third period. What a period for Franklin. This is Robleski. Had an early goal, the first Franklin goal of the game. Olivia drops it down. Can Franklin work their specialty at the end of a quarter? Here they go. Cross. Blogensteiner to cross. Clara gets by 2, comes through, all the way through, still holding, and the save, a beauty by Peterson. What a save by Peterson. Blogensteiner did her thing, and Peterson was up to the task with 5 seconds to go in the period. Can Franklin hold on here? And a whistle stops play, and are they going to end the quarter or call it, put time up? They're going to end the quarter. Oh, Blogensteiner, Nippon, I thought she did everything she could to merit a goal, but Peterson came up huge, and the third quarter comes to an end. What a period for Franklin. They outscored the Shamrocks 5-1.
Amazing that we saw in that period for Franklin. Again, right at the beginning, they set the tone coming out of halftime, really imposed their will, and made this a great game. And as you said, Blogensteiner on the other end, if she buried that shot, that would have been a highlight reel play. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic to see, but credit to Peterson keeping Bishop Fien in it as we head to the final 12 minutes of this thing. Franklin up 5. It's going to take a heck of an effort from Fien to claw themselves back.
Fian had so many scoring opportunities in the first period, and in the first half, and they pumped 5 home. But here in the second half, in this third quarter alone, only 1 goal by Claire Latham, her second of the game, the first Shamrock with 2. But what can you say about the job Izzy Cross has done? 6 goals in the game. You know, when you're a coach, you say, who's their best scorer? The best scorer in the Hockomock League where Franklin plays is Clara Blagensteiner. She's got 2 goals, but the team has 9 without her. And that you can't defend that. And that's the beauty of the team play that Coach Kristen Igo-Garino has installed. You know, I know she has great accolades from BC, but it transfers on to what she teaches these kids.
Absolutely. Coach Igo, a great player in her time. Class of 2008 at BC, recently inducted into their Varsity Club Hall of Fame in 2024. So still a member of that BC Strong Women's Lacrosse Alumni Program. As you said, Pete still goes to Alumni Stadium from time to time to do a couple games for ESPN+. And as she's learned quite a lot during her time there, brings it here to Franklin. We're very lucky to have her as a coach.
And assistant coach John Layton, who helped initiate the onset of lacrosse in Franklin, along with Chris Schmidt, the Franklin resident, now the AD at Nipmuc. They started the program way back when, and he's still with it. He's still with a lot of sports programs here in Franklin. Well, Nippon, it's coming down to the final 12 for the right to play the number 4 seed Westford Academy. They had a victory over Central Catholic last night. And here we go for the final 12. I turn it over to my broadcast partner. Here's Nippon Goyle.
Thank you so much, Pete, as we get ready to turn home for the final 12 minutes of this exciting game in the round of 16. Franklin 12 minutes away from a berth in the Elite 8. Bishop Fian trying to do their best to make this thing a game. As Texera and Blagensteiner will get inside the circle once more for another draw. Those draws made all the difference early in the third. Franklin winning them and just peppering Bishop Fian with shots, moving in transition on the other end. That's what allowed them to open up a 5-goal lead. Officials make sure both players in proper position here. And we are underway in the fourth and final period of this one. It goes to, you guessed it, Morgan Lovell in her stick, and Franklin controls it, moving from right to left. Franklin up 11-6, looking for potentially another one to slam the door. This is Ruby Riskin, who has a goal to her name and another whistle and stoppage. Looks like a foul will be called on Bishop Fian. Will we have a free position here?
I think so. Not a great angle, though, for Ruby Riskin looks like at the 12. No, it's the 8, but off a side angle.
So Riskin looking for her second. Another free position for Franklin. Stands still, now moves inside. She will shoot, and it's saved. Deflected away by Peterson. Riskin went low, and Peterson saw it all the way, deflected it out of bounds.
Yeah, she tracked it very well, did Megan Peterson, and she's preserved this 5-goal deficit and turns the ball over to her team now on offense.
Fian with a long outlet pass. They're going to need a lot more of that moving forward quickly into the offensive end. This is Texera. She'll settle things down before going across the field to Emmett Berry. Now this is her sister, Georgia Berry. Handoff down low to Emily Berube. And going down to the floor is Berry. She got contact up there by Franklin. And a free position for Bishop Fian. So one free position in both teams' names so far. Point blank chance at the edge of the 8 for Emmett Berry. Can she take advantage? Lai stands in position. Darts forward, shoots, and it's saved by Lai.
Beautiful save by Cody Lai. I don't know how many she's had, but that was a nice one. Again, has to go down low. It's a different attempt when you have to defend it at your feet.
But again, the pressuring defense of Bishop Fian pays off. They come away with a turnover, moving inside, and another stoppage of play. This time they'll start the possession from behind the net. So Fian really putting all their cards on the table here. In the fourth and final period on the invert, here's a player going down once more, no call. Ball bounces off and finds the stick again of Audrey Leahy. Going out of the stick once more, and now we'll see a whistle. Ball's going to be awarded to Franklin. How about that?
Great hustle by Juliana Owen. She really just put her nose right in there and got that loose ball and drew a foul.
Vian stays pressuring. They're going to need to do so. Lai goes behind her own net to her teammate.
That's dangerous.
Yeah,
Huh?
I was going to say, that's one pass to make. And neither team really able to establish any sort of rhythm in these first few minutes early on.
Yeah, that was a great play by Peterson. She just knocked it off the leg of her opponent, and the opponent pushed it through out of bounds.
And as we approach 8 minutes of play, Franklin is going to be content with having the ball for as long as possible, but not right there. Again, the pressure defense by Bishop Fian, and they have a player streaking forward. A lot of green grass, knocked out of her stick. Again, I think Julian Owen, but it finds, again, and it finds the back of the net. Georgia Berry, after a wacky, zany turn of events, the ball finds her stick point blank, and she finds the back of the net. Fian gets one back. It's 7-11.
That's Barry. Georgia Barry's second goal comes at 8:25. I thought Owen made a great play to knock it loose, but how about Barry coming up with the ground ball and saving it for her team and continuing on and gets it past? That's a rare goal, only the second goal of this half for Bishop Fian.
So we'll see if this sparks something. The deficit now cut to 4, and a very important draw. Every draw going to be so crucial in these final few minutes. It's up in the air and controlled by Franklin once more. We're going to sound like a broken record, but who else but Morgan Lovell?
That's what she does. She's just tremendous. She knows her role, and in the midfield, she's just awesome pulling up those ground balls.
So Fian, again, sending all the players on the defensive end. Franklin streaks forward. On the far side, Peterson back to cross. And now we'll see if Franklin looks to answer. Settling in behind the net is Riskin, looking for cutters. She'll take it back outside. And now keeps going clockwise. Time keeps ticking here. Riskin centering pass. Blongastainer lost her stick momentarily. And Peterson's able to recover for the Shamrocks. They get the stop that they need. Not too much time gone off the clock. And we'll see if, again, drawing contact there is Bishop Fian. Foul being called.
Emma Bissinger with some heavy contact there.
We'll see if that first goal.
Wow, the
builds
referee
momentum.
way outside calls a flag on Blogensteiner that time. She was the outside official was Sharon Fide, and she called the penalty on Blogensteiner. So a good turn of events here for the Shamrocks. They go a player up with 7:24 left in the game.
One of Franklin's most electric players will have to stay on the sidelines for a few minutes. And we'll see if Fian can take advantage of this player up opportunity. On the far sideline, nice move to get free is Kennedy Carr. Now she centers it to the goal scorer, Georgia Berry. Berry with 2 goals to her name. The freshman dumps it off for Claire Latham. Now it's Shea Hennessy. Bishop Fian still staying on the edge of the 20. And now they'll go inside. Back to Delaney Berube. And now out of a stick, recovered by a player. Hennessy moving forward. Had a shot, forgoes it, but a free position will be awarded. Shea Hennessy drawing the foul. We'll see where exactly the officials position her. I believe that here he is, Hennessy moving forward, shoots, and she scores! Shea Hennessy on the free position. Probes inside, finds a high shot in the cage. And 2 straight goals for Bishop Fian. With 6:19 to play, we have ourselves a 3-goal game.
After a very quiet third period, the Shamrocks here playing from behind have netted the first 2 goals of the period. It has taken up some time, and it's taken up almost 6 minutes, but now it's only that 3-goal deficit. Franklin had led by 5 at the period break, but Hennessy just did it all on her own. and took advantage of the foul called against Franklin and buries it 11-8.
And here's another important factor. Blongenstein are not able to take the draw because she's still on the sideline for the penalty.
Yes, a non-releasable penalty on Blongensteiner. She's there for the full scope of the penalty minute.
Well, despite that, Franklin's still able to come away with a win. Cross tracked it down.
This is a huge sequence for the Panthers.
Blongensteiner, Franklin's leading attackman, leading goal getter, pointing out instructions to her teammates as settling it down right here are the Panthers.
All the momentum right now with the homestanding Shamrocks.
We go under 6 minutes to play. Franklin still a player down. Nice fake by Erin Peterson. Behind the net she goes. Now to Olivia Robleski. Now Callie Joyce. She's played some good minutes in the midfield. Will run away from two Shamrocks. Pass goes wide, but able to find the stick of Emma Bissinger. And coming back on the field is Blongensteiner. Few deflections, but it stays with Franklin, and finally a whistle blown.
Two good pickups by Emma Bissinger, and Blongensteiner is back out of the penalty area. Franklin has killed off the penalty beautifully, and a timeout called.
Another good timeout called by Coach Igo. She sensed some cracks starting to form, and Franklin will take a moment to regain their composure, break things down, and look to close this thing out with 5:15 to go. It's Franklin 11, Bishop Fien 8.
The key in that last possession, the long possession by Franklin, kill off, I believe, the 2-minute penalty on Blongensteiner, was the great floor play of Emma Bissinger.
Yes.
How many times did she pick up that loose ball in heavy contact, comes out of the
Absolutely.
pack with the ball on the dead run, no hesitation, just sure-handed. And that's what a team is. They have so many different players who feature so many strengths. Put it all together, and you have a team that is the number one team in the Hawk, and here on the verge of pulling a possible trip to the Elite Eight. Still plenty of time left, almost a half of this, 5:15 to go in the game.
And as we saw, goals can be very quick to come by. In that third period, it was goal after goal. So 5 minutes and 15 seconds, plenty of time for Bishop Fien to regain those 3 goals. But it's all gonna rely on how fast can they stop this Franklin team, and how fast can they set up their offense on the other end.
Kind of a game of streaks. Franklin, 4 goals in the first period, 2 in the second period, 5 in the third period, and no goals in the fourth period. So it's kind of all or nothing for the Panthers.
Yeah, it seems like they've been on fire one quarter, taking the other quarter off. It's but now there's no takebacks in the final 5 minutes. Franklin will start off with possession. It's in the stick of Blongensteiner, and they'll resume play. Callie Joyce goes to her right. A swarm of Shamrocks trailing after her. Joyce moves free, centering pass deflected, and they get the takeaway they need, but it goes away out of the stick of Texera and stays with Franklin. Oh my, tense moments here.
Making the play for the Panthers that time was Callie Joyce. Huge pickup by Joyce.
We talked about that midfield being a crucial area, and 2 midfielders for Franklin, Joyce and Bissinger, really coming up strong. Now it's Blongensteiner. Goes back to Bissinger. More time keeps ticking. We're down to 4.5 minutes to play. Cross, the star of the game offensively, down to Peterson. Now Bissinger. Peterson centers it in the slot. Having a look was Blongensteiner, knocked out of her stick. Goes back to Franklin. They're always in the right positions, able to make up for their own misses. Now Bissinger using her speed to break free.
4 minutes to go in the game.
Deflection, and let's see if Fien can finally settle things down and move things into the offensive half. Going down and getting tripped, going down hard was a Shamrock.
See if they're going to call a penalty or not on Cross. The referee stopping the clock for the injured, for the player to slow to get up. I won't say she's injured, but slow to get up. She's going to try to shake it off. Nobody wants to come out at this stage of the game. Shaken up there was Sophie Ann Loff.
So Loff will stay in the game and will resume play. with the ball in her stick. 3:43 to go. Thean finally gets possession, but is it too late already? Moving forward, right down Broadway is Taylor O'Brien. Now goes to the near side for her teammate, Emily Barub. Thean moving it on the invert. Dump off just a bit wide for Emmett Berry, and Franklin able to take over. If it found the stick of Berry, she had an inch and she could have taken a shot off.
But good defense by Callie Joyce to secure that errant pass.
Now we'll take it under 3 minutes to play. Franklin content to eat as much time as possible. Izzy Cross runs forward. 6 goals. Is she going to look for a 7th? Centering pass behind the net. Franklin keeps moving. Thean's going to have to apply some pressure here, as Bissinger just finds a spot and will retreat. Take as much time as she needs. We're under 2.5 to play.
Just a good long possession by the Panthers here as time winds down.
That's exactly what you need. Now making a move to the back of the net is Franklin. Goes back. Nearly lost by Robleski, able to get it right back. Spinning away. Double team applied. Centering pass up to Bissinger. Now Blongastainer. Behind the net. Franklin again. The crisp passing.
They want a perfect opportunity or not, they're going to sit on this lead.
They're putting on a clinic here in the final 2 minutes. Behind the net once more. Do they look for a dagger here? Cross with 6. Stutter step. Out to Blongastainer. Has room. Wanted to rip it momentarily. Decides to forego. 1:35 to go.
Great clock
Bissinger.
management by the Panthers. Tremendous.
Franklin has been so comfortable in this final period, just eating away the time.
You know, each pass has so much pressure on it. You want to secure the ball. You can't turn it over. Franklin just being so adept at that right now.
So calm, cool, and collected here.
And remember, Thean got 2 goals, but it took almost half of the quarter to get those. That's also a factor.
Now here's a move inside and going right back to the net. Franklin says that is just fine as we enter the final 60 seconds.
Yeah, if the score is tied or if they're trailing, she's going to put that ball on net, but she knew what was at stake, and she just kept the offense on the field.
Looks like everything here is complimentary for Franklin with 40 seconds to go. It's all icing on the top as Blongastainer ducks away from defenders, gets it back out to Peterson. We go to 30 seconds. Franklin really just sucking the gravity out of this atmosphere here. 20 seconds to go. It's been a sustained possession, sustained control. Execution has been on point, and the final 10 seconds as we tick off here. It's going to go in the stick of a Panther. She'll retreat. The clock's going to tick down to 000, and that is going to do it. Franklin, for the first time since 2023, is headed to the Elite Eight.
And they come out to greet their outstanding goalkeeper today, Cody Lai. Franklin with a clinic on chewing out the last 3 minutes and 45 seconds of this game. They never lost possession. One secured pass after another. They're on the verge of moving. They are moving on to the Elite Eight against Westford Academy.
So this magical season for Franklin continues. They'll move to 20-1, 11-8. The difference maker really was that start of the second half, Pete, that flurry of goals we saw from the period. And how about the performance from Izzy Cross? 19-1 will be the record for Franklin. Izzy Cross with 6 goals to her name. You said it yourself. It was all about who can get involved besides Clara Blongastainer, and Cross stepped up today.
Oh, what a jubilant sideline. Hugs galore for the Franklin High Panthers, smiling there. They earned it in wintry type conditions here today. Izzy Cross with 6 goals. Blogensteiner with 2, Vrobleski, Peterson, and Riskin with 1, and Franklin moves on. And they'll take on Westford Academy, a 4 seed. Franklin, a 12 seed, but they didn't play like a 12 seed here today, Nippon.
Absolutely not. They knew they had something on Bishop Fien coming in today. 10 days ago, they came out with a 9-8 overtime win. This time with the conditions just a bit different. They delivered, and they delivered well, and they are headed to the state quarterfinals, where they'll have another tough test in front of them in Westford Academy. But right now, this has got to feel good for Coach Igo and her team.
That's going to do it. Remember, baseball plays tomorrow night at 7 at home. Softball Monday at, let's check that time on softball, at 4 o'clock. And girls tennis plays tomorrow at 11 a.m. in Andover. That's going to do it. Whoa, we'd like to thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this telecast on a cold and windy and smiling day on the Franklin High Panthers as Franklin wins it. I'd like to thank our producer, our director, our camera operator here today, Chris Leverone, among the first to arrive and the last to leave. For my broadcast partner, Nippon Goyle, this is Pete Royce saying so long from McGrath Stadium at Bishop Fien High School. The final score for the final time as Franklin moves on to the Elite 8. Franklin 11, Bishop Fien 8. Till next time, so long, neighbors.